Today's workout is a core challenge that can be completed just about anywhere. The only piece of equipment you need is a simple mini band. I love mini bands. They're completely portable. You can travel with them. If you're working out at home, they don't take up any space for storage and they're really inexpensive. So I love the ones from Synergy Fitness. You can get the link to my discount code down below in the comments. And with that, go ahead and just toss your mini band to the side for now. We're gonna do a very quick warm up. This is a very efficient workout, but we really want to warm up. So let's go ahead with some nice breathing into our ribs, full 360-degree inhale, and then exhale. Think about closing up your ribs, really like you're cinching up a corset, right? So inhale and exhale. Notice how you can create a little bit more bracing and stability. One more like that. And exhale. And then let's continue that breathing as we shift from side to side. So we're going to start to go into a single leg balance. So exhale here. Think about squeezing your glute on the standing leg. Inhale through center and exhale to the other leg. So asking our body to balance on one leg is a great way to just turn your core on. Get ready to do the more challenging exercises we've got coming. We just kind of want to wake up our muscles right now and get our brain and our muscles connecting to each other. So after we've done a few of those, let's just go into a nice ragdoll twist. Just let your arms be super heavy. This allows a little bit of a stretch throughout our torso. So just kind of let this be a nice, big, relaxing movement. And then rolling the shoulders down and back. Let's get started. So find your mini band. I have one that's about medium resistance, but as you probably know, these come in a variety of resistances, so you can test for yourself which one works from you, but we don't need to overthink it. Any mini band you have on hand will do. So I've got this around the bottom of one foot, and I want you to arrange yourself so that you're stacked. So you've got your hips over your ankles, shoulders over your hips, and we're gonna start to just bend at the waist and then come back to center. So notice if your hip starts to pop out. We want to avoid the hip popping out. So we want to keep our hips stacked and just put this entire movement right here into our waistline. So let's do about 8 or so per side. You also want to avoid overcompensating as you come up. So just, again, keeping those hips stacked on both sides of the movement is really important. All right. I think that was about 8. Let's go to the other side. So resetting here, make sure the shoulders down and back. We're nice and stacked up, and we'll just start to bend at the waist on the other side. So we're getting just some really good overall stability. We're also working on some grip strength here as we grip this band. Yeah, so keep the breathing going too. Inhaling on the way down and exhaling on that effortful part of the movement. Again, depending on the level of resistance of your particular band, this may be more or less challenging. So you can play with that as you go along. All right, let's come on down onto our back. We're gonna play around with some variations on the dead bug exercise. To begin, we're gonna put the band up above your knees. Now, if you're still kind of new to this exercise, you can practice without the band and just do body weight. We're gonna exhale here, sort of press your low back into the floor. Arms are gonna go up. Make sure your ribs stay down and packed through this entire exercise as you reach your opposite arm and leg away, and then back. Reach out and away, and back. So we're gonna do about 3 sets of each exercise today, depending on kind of where you are with your core fitness, your level of endurance in your core, and your abs. You may want to practice different variations as we go. I'm gonna offer some challenge options. You're always welcome to come back to the basics. And if you're looking for another great video about core basics, I've got a whole series, and I highly suggest that you go back to Core Basics 1, and I will link that right now for you. And you can start there, and this is a great way to set your foundation for your core. So today's exercises might seem a little bit more advanced. If you're feeling like you want to start at the beginning, then go to core basics 1. And if you are feeling like that's easy breezy, you can go through levels 2 and 3. And those are all just body weight workouts too. So, okay, now I've got the band around both feet and I'm just gripping the other side of the band. I'm gonna drop my shoulders down and back. Bring your feet out a little bit wider so that your arms can come in between your knees. And we're just going to lean back and then come forward. And notice right away the challenge is in controlling that forward movement because the band wants to pull you, but you're trying to move slowly with control. So don't let the band just yank you forward, right? You want to work on using the strength of your core to control this movement. So as you lean back, keep your spine nice and long, no rounding. Keep those shoulders down away from your ears. We'll do about 8 to 10 of these. Oh yeah. I'm definitely feeling it. Cool. Okay, now we're going to keep on working in this same position. So if your low back got really tired there, feel free to take a little stretch, work it out. Now I've got the band around my right foot and I'm holding it with my left hand. So now the band is kind of going across my body. This one we're going to break up into a little sequence because it's a little bit funky, okay? So we're going to start, same position. I'm slightly leaned back, spine's nice and long. I'm going to reach this elbow back and then I'm going to start to pull my arms in opposition. So my left arm that's holding the band is getting a little workout and my other arm is moving opposite. Now I'm going to start to move my free leg along with my free arm. So now this is a little bit more of a rotational movement. My core is getting nice and toasty. I'm just going to do a couple more. And then of course we've got the other side. So switching the band over to the other foot. Reset, again, if your low back is tired, just go ahead and reset that. Nice and tall posture, lean back. We're gonna start to pull on the band, just working the arms at first so that we get our tempo and our rhythm organized. And then when you're ready, you can bring that leg in. So your free leg is following the arm that's pulling on the band. And this other arm is just helping really get into that rotational pattern. So this one's definitely a little bit, it's not only advanced physically, but I think it's a really advanced mental workout. All these moving limbs. So I'm not really counting, I'm sort of going off of feel, but that is our first set. We've got 4 total exercises to do. So feel free to join me in a quick stretch. I love to do the upward dog stretch to stretch out my abs, and it feels really nice after being in that sort of leaned back position. So feel free to take a little break here with me. And if you need water, grab it. And then we're gonna get back up onto our feet. So we're gonna go back into that side bend movement again. One variation you can try is to bring your free hand up behind your ear. So again, making sure you're nice and stacked. And then going here into this side bend, little flexion at the waist. Inhaling and exhaling. Think about keeping both feet really anchored into the ground. So you want even weight on both feet, avoiding the weight shifting from one foot to the other. So yeah, this one's definitely pretty isolated. You really feel those obliques working, carving out that waistline. Okay, I think that was 8 for me. So coming to the other side now, same thing, nice and tall. Inhale and exhale. Making sure both feet are firmly planted. Making sure our hips are not popping out to the side. Just thinking about whittling that middle. Oh yeah, definitely feeling this one. And a couple more. I think I might have done an extra on that side, but who's counting? Clearly not me. Okay, so back to our dead bug. So again, this one is a little bit advanced. If your low back started getting tired during any of those previous exercises, I just want to offer a quick option. This one, the bird dog exercise, is a great alternative. So you can be on hands and knees, moving your opposite arm and leg out, working on keeping your core steady. The dead bug is the same exercise, just on our back, okay? So we started with the band around our both knees. This time we're gonna go around one leg, and then we're gonna fish our other arm through on the same side, okay? So ribs down, press your low back into the floor, make this arm super strong, like you're punching the ceiling. Now we're just gonna work one side at a time for this round. So the challenge is in really keeping the banded side really steady without letting your ribs pop up. So we're getting a little bit of shoulder work in. This is even capturing just a little bit of hamstring work. Oh yeah, I feel my arm being pulled. We want to keep everything steady. Let's do a couple more on this side. Last one. Okay, switch it up. I love mini bands. They're so versatile. So, you know, you can do so many things with these guys, and they're so cost effective, space saving, everything. All right, so same thing. Make sure as you got going on the other side that your ribs are staying down, your low back is not arching away from the floor. You should be able to maybe slip your 4 fingers underneath your low back, but no more than that. So there might be just like a little bit of space, but no more than that. Okay, I'm talking and I'm losing track of my arm. My arm's getting pulled forward. So if that's happening to you, make sure you reset. And, whoo, okay. Taking a break from that one, remove the band, and then we'll go into our little lean back exercise. So if you want to add a little element of upper body, there's an opportunity to do that here. So I'm sitting up nice and tall, leaning slightly back. You can actually add a little row to this, pulling your hands towards your bottom ribs. I guess the bottom of your rib cage. So this is a trust exercise with your band, obviously. I don't have these things snapped very often, but do this at your own risk. This is definitely testing the limits of our mini bands. But we're getting the benefit of working our upper back and our arms, and of course our core at the same time. Okay, let's go back to the twisty rotational one with our, this one also works the same movement pattern, the row for our upper body. So again, starting with our arms, let's get going with that. And then as soon as you feel ready, we can get the leg moving. I'm not gonna add any new elements to this one this time. I'm just gonna stay with this. This is complicated enough. But really think about, while you're doing this, think about the twisting in the middle. Think about getting your shoulders to really rotate, but that one anchored foot is just steady for you. And I'm gonna make this my last one and switch. Reset, shoulders down and back, ribs are tight. Let's get those arms going. And as soon as you're ready, add the leg. Oh, baby. So we're getting a little bit of upper back, bicep, but don't forget your core. That's our main goal in this workout, right? All right. I think I've got 2 or 3 more. Stay with it. You are doing awesome. Oh, yeah. Okay. So quick breather. I'm going to go ahead and for this round do a little bit of cat-cow. This is, you know, a lot of stability required from your low back, but you can stretch your abs and belly here as you let your belly drop and then reach your spine towards the sky. So just giving yourself that little moment of release before we hit this all one more time. Yep, we're doing it. So Pay attention as you start to get to fatigue. Some of the stuff can start to get a little bit sloppy with our form when we get tired. So don't let that happen. Form is key to getting the results that you want and not hurting yourself. So go ahead and just bend at the waist a little bit. Let that hand slide down. And then use the strength of your obliques to come back up tall. Oh yeah. This is something you can actually also do if you have a dumbbell. You can hold the dumbbell in your hand. But I do sort of love how the mini band, you get that resistance kind of going both ways, because you're actually feeling that resistance band like pulling you down, and then you really have to work against it to stay in control. So dumbbell works too. It'd be super fun for you to try both and compare, and you can leave me a comment and let me know which one you like better. So, and in fact, I love comments. Go ahead and feel free at your next opportunity when you finish this workout. Leave me a comment. Let me know how it goes, what parts you liked, if it felt challenging to you, if there's some other kinds of workouts you'd like me to create videos for. I love knowing all of those things, so let me know. Okay, we are back down on the floor on our back for our dead bug. So this time, let's try the crossover variation similar to last time. I've got this around one leg, and then I'm gonna put my opposite arm through. So now we're kind of having our resistance on the diagonal, and we're back to our opposite limbs moving. So since we've got one side banded up, we're just gonna stay on one side at a time. So again, feel free to revisit the body weight version of this or the bird dog. If this isn't quite jiving for you today, this is definitely pretty difficult. So give it a go, but then choose your challenge. Choose what's right for your body in this moment in time. And trust me, I have days when my body is ready to take on like basically anything I throw at it. And then I have other days when I need to be a little bit more thoughtful, because, you know, sometimes little joint pains are acting up, or I might just be feeling a little bit under recovered or whatever. So be kind to your body. All right, so ribs down, low back's pressing into the floor. Find that tension on your band. This arm really wants to give a little bit more slack. Keep that arm pressing straight up towards the ceiling. It's like you're punching the sky. So inhale, reach. Exhale, return. You got this. We're getting really close. Just a couple more exercises after this. This one is also really great for your hip stability with the band, because you're kind of working against the band this way, so your hip has to stabilize, so that's really great. Little side benny. Okay, so for our lean back exercise, I don't know what to call it, core lean back, we'll call it that. So I'm actually gonna go back to version 1. Last time we added that row, and to be honest with you, I found that to be a little bit distracting from my main goal, which is my core. So I'm gonna leave my upper body workout till later, and I'm gonna stay focused on this aspect. So I really like staying focused on the goal, and that's just a good lesson for all your future workouts. It's like, look, you know, we can get really fancy, or we can add a whole bunch of elements to something and make it really fun, but then sometimes it takes the focus off of what we're really trying to do. So just pay attention to that in your workouts. It's really important. So leaning back, keeping your spine long, and then using the strength of your core to control that forward movement. Let's do one more like this, and then we're getting into our twisty crossover. All right, this is it. Final exercise of this workout. You're so close, so don't quit now, okay? We're gonna get everything going. We've practiced a couple times, so I'm jumping right into the full exercise. All limbs are moving except that anchor leg. right? We're twisting at the core. So good. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. All right, let's do 8 more on the other side, and then we'll take a nice little stretch to finish up. Okay, so get ready, here we go. Nice, remember that moving leg is following the banded arm. That always helps me as I'm getting organized here. But if you get kind of flubbed up, that's okay, it happens to me all the time. No big deal. Let's just do a few more. 3, and 2, and 1. Ah, so good. Definitely got a little bit of upper body work. I feel warmed up for upper body workout. I definitely have some of those available for you if you're looking for something like that. So I'll link some of those below in the little, in the notes. So let's go here into our cat-cow again. Rounding your back. Inhale, look up. Definitely take a moment to appreciate yourself, your body, the effort that you just put in. Take a moment to just give yourself credit for every little deposit that you make in the bank of your health, your fitness, your well-being. Give yourself a moment here, whether it's a full upward dog or whether it feels better for your body to be in a cobra. Whatever feels good for you here. And then finally release into a nice child's pose. Again, just a breathing in appreciation and gratitude for your body and for the time that you invested in your fitness today. Thanks so much for joining me. I look forward to connecting with you soon in another workout.